Flag Day today. This is what democracy looks like. All of you here. I'm going to ask Art to hold my flag. Now, on April 5th, I was here. I feel like I live here. But I was here on April 5th. We were in another park. And I wanted to start by actually talking about what we in the labor movement, it's unbelievable, the scene that I see right now. It's just unbelievable because it's the people. But this is what we say in the labor movement. It is, the people united will never be defeated. It's not just that we'll never be divided, we'll never be defeated. So can we do a big Philly shout out? The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Woo! So I want you all to know in Philly that our brothers and sisters and siblings in Minnesota are watching us. And I want to say to them, we love you. And we will never, ever, ever tolerate political violence. It's wrong. As Martin Luther King's son said, we need to practice, not just as a strategy, but as a way of life, peaceful nonviolence. Now, Philly, you know this. You don't need a social studies teacher to tell you this. You are the birthplace of our nation. You are the birthplace of our democracy. You are the birthplace of our Constitution. And you're the birthplace of Rocky. And this was a few years before I was born, while the colonists and colonies in 1774 and 5 and 6 were really different, one of the things that binded them together was the conviction that they wanted to govern themselves. No nobles, no monarchs, and no kings. Now, Congressman Raskin said a little bit of this already. He quoted the Declaration of Independence already, but there's one statement of it I want to requote, which is, a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. We need the current president to actually read that language. Well, I think he knows how to read. We just want him to read it. Now, our founders, and excuse the social studies lesson, but our founders said no to kings 250 years ago precisely because they believed in the consent of the governed. And they were far from perfect, they did believe in the values we now try to make real today: freedom, liberty, justice, and opportunity for all. So, what does that mean? It means not detaining high school students in Detroit or Connecticut before they're about to graduate. It means not detaining children who are in playgrounds. It means not disappearing day laborers who are trying to make ends meet. It means not handcuffing seamstresses who are trying to be at work or arresting a union leader trying to stop this cruelty. It means not assaulting a U.S. senator trying to peacefully fight for the people he represents, or arresting a mayor or a congresswoman because they're just doing their jobs. this abuse of power. We need power to be vested in the people. And that's what I see today. And that's what this split screen is today. Thousands of people standing up peacefully for our values, for American values, including the values of making sure everyone can speak and peacefully assemble. And why? And that's why many of us are holding an American flag, because we care about our country. We care about opportunity. We care about the people of America, and we care about each and every one of our pathways to the American dream. I see thousands of people paying tribute to an army formed on June 14, 1775, to fight a monarchy. And we're doing this not out of anger, but out of resolve. The collective resolve of millions of people at over 2,000 events to say, we believe in our democracy and we are willing to fight for it peacefully. The collective resolve to reject a wannabe king, to reject $40 million worth of birthday parties that should be going to pay for kids who need nutrition. We reject the diminishment of our rights to assemble and associate and speak. Philly, this is what democracy looks like. Organized, hopeful, and bold. Literally the rule of the majority. And let me talk for 1 minute or two about my union. The AFT, yes. We stand at the intersection of democracy and opportunity, public education and the labor movement. These are the ways that Americans can get to a better life, a shot at a better life. And paving those opportunities makes us a target. Their attacks on public education are relentless. And why? Because they fear knowledge. Why do they fear school teachers? They fear us because we teach critical thinking. We teach honest history. We teach pluralism. Because their brand of greed and power and privilege cannot survive in a democracy of diverse, educated citizens. So that's why they go after education opportunity. They fight us on economic opportunity. They're going after equal opportunity. They're going after unions because this current president sees us as a threat to his vision of America. He sees us as a threat because they believe in us versus them, and we believe in us, the people. So look, this is about hope versus fear. But to get to hope, we must address the fear and show people that a better life is possible. Without a voice in our democracy and a voice at work, frankly, our fight against kings would be hollow. So we're not just fighting back, we're fighting for a better day. So as they fight for tax cuts for billionaires, we fight for tax cuts for the working class. As they cut SNAP and Medicaid, we fight to make sure that families have decent housing and decent health care and decent education. They got their C's, chaos, confusion, corruption, and cronyism, and we got ours. The courts, the court of public opinion, the Congress, and the courage of this community. Because this community understands how to fight back. No one is going to save us but ourselves, but it takes courage. So my friends, rather than yield on bended knee, we stand up. We all care. We all act. We do it together in solidarity. So I want to end with a quote from the father of our last speakers. Specifically, Martin Luther King's final book. He wrote, "Where do we go from here? chaos or community? Well, Philly, you are the community to this president's chaos. And together, we build a future of opportunity and justice for all, hope over fear, aspiration over anger, the promise of America for each and every American. That is what we are fighting for today. So I say, the people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be defeated. Woo! And now, I get to introduce who, in my judgment, is the foremost authority on democracy and how to keep it, and on authoritarianism and how to fight it. And that is the Honorable, you've read some of his books, the Honorable Professor Tim Snyder.